Good evening. Here I have mentioned the group link, WhatsApp group link in our chat window. If anybody didn't join the group, they can join through this link. Okay, and we will wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Let everyone join the class. Okay. Okay, then let the start begins. Let them join who are remaining to join. Okay. Now, what we discussed in the yesterday's class, let me share my screen. We discussed about the functions, right? Have you done any practice? Have you faced any issues? So let me know through the chat so that my co-host will check that and he will inform me, or else I will check those chat messages. Okay. First thing, I will share my screen. 1 second, guys. Yesterday we discussed about the functions and the methods, right? How we use the functions and why we use the functions. We what are the static method, static functions means static methods, and what are the non-static methods. So how we call the non-static methods. Okay, all those things. So today we will discuss like as I said, right, in the operators we discussed about the ternary operator, and there I have explained you like a conditional statement. So here we will use those conditional statements. And 1 second here to share you that. Okay, 1 second. Share. Yeah, no. Okay. Yesterday we have discussed about these methods. Now today we will discuss about the conditional statements. What are actually conditional statements and why we use those statements? Okay. Now 1 second. Give me time. Like same like operators, like I have explained on that day, internet operate, right? Based on the condition it will give the result, just like that. uh, Conditional statements, we use those conditional statements in the program to make the decisions. Okay, based on the decisions we'll give the permission to execute certain block of code, and we will run the program. Okay, based on certain conditions we will run the we will give the permission to run the certain code. Okay, like we here we use the conditional statement mainly for to control the flow of the execution, like to control the flow of a executions. Here I will create one more package. So new package name as condition statements. Here this is now condition statement package. So in this condition statement package I will create one class. Okay, and I will give as a conditional state, and here I'm selecting the main method by default. Okay, so now today we are discussing about the conditional statement. What are actually conditional statements? Conditional statements, why we use this conditional statements means we give certain condition to it, and based on that condition we will allow to run a certain block of a code. Like see here, like if like in case of elections, like if the person age is above 18 only, then only we have a right to vote. Below the 18 we didn't have the right to vote. Okay, so in those conditions, like there is a condition to do a process. Okay, if you want to vote a if you want to vote for a particular, okay, there we have to have a certain condition. So same in those cases we use this conditional statements. Okay, in this conditional statements we have different types, and one is if, and we have if else. Okay, we have if and if else, and one more we have if else. Okay, if else, if, and nested if. These are the all are types. Okay, types of a conditional statements. And one more we have as switch. Mostly we use if and if these conditional statements in the where we have to decision the to divert the flow of the program. Okay, now we'll go deeper. Okay, now what is actually if statement? what is actually if statement? If statement executes a block of a code only if the condition is true. Like here I will give an example for an if statement. Okay, if statement. Here if statement syntax. Okay, I will just write the syntax there so that you will get to know here. Here we use a certain syntax and we use a certain keyword which is nothing but if. Okay, here we will use the if, and in the bracket we will give the condition. Okay, here we will give the condition. So this block, okay, whatever we write in this block, okay, this is like a block of code. Okay, block of code. Let me, okay, this is already in the comments, right? So okay, here we will write a code to run any program. Okay, here we will write our code. So if this condition is only true, okay, if the condition is gets true, then only this code, okay, in this block we have write the code, right? We will write certain code, right? So that code will be only execute. Like I will show you one example here. Okay, understand, right? The if condition, here if the condition is true, then only it will execute whatever the code you have written in this block. Those code will be executed based on the condition itself. And here see, I will write one example here, like integer num equals to 10. Okay, here I am taking one integer and I am storing that in the num value. I am giving small example for the if conditional statement. Okay, like here I will take one if, and in the brackets I will give the condition. What is a condition? If num is greater than 20. Okay, if num is greater than 20, then only execute this type of code. Like I will write one output statement. Okay, out dot print ln. Okay, here yeah, it is greater. Okay, now see here I given the one default value. Okay, static value, and I have stored the num. I have stored the 10 value in the num variable. Now it will check this condition. This is a conditional statement, right? I will write it here. Example of a conditional if conditional statement. This is if conditional statement. Now see, here I am giving one condition. What is that condition? Whatever the num value is there, it has to be greater than 20 value. Then only it will print, yeah, it is in a greater. If not, then it will not print anything. We will check whether it's working or not. Okay, run as Java application. See, in our console we didn't get any value. Okay, why we didn't get any output? Here we have given the output, but here the condition is false. Okay, here the num value 10 is not greater than 20, right? So it gives the condition as a false. Okay, so if the condition is false, then it will not execute anything, whichever the code you have written in this block of code. It will execute only when that condition is true. Okay, I will rerun this again. See, now the num value is 5. Here the num value is 5, and we have given the condition 20. So it will check if num is greater than 5. No, so it will not print again. If I have given 55, okay, now the value is greater than 20. So then only it will execute whatever the code we have written in this if block. Now we will run this. See, here now we get, yeah, it is a greater. You understand, right? Why we use this conditional statements? Okay, to control the flow of the program. To control the flow of the program. Here we have control the flow of program, right? Based on this condition. Okay. Here we have given certain condition. Then only we are telling if the condition is true. Okay, if the condition is true, then only you have to run this block of code. If not, you have to skip the step. Okay, this is how we control the flow of the program by using conditional statement, and this is example for the if statement. And if we have one more statement, okay, we have one more statement that is nothing but if else. Okay, if else statement, which is nothing but, okay, here I am writing syntax. Okay, which is nothing but here we give the same condition. Okay, if condition, and based on that condition it will execute this block of code. Okay, it will execute the block of code. Now, what is if else statement is, if the condition is true, then only it will execute the block of code. Okay, if this condition is false, then what it returning nothing, because we didn't use anything. But in the statement of if else, in the case of if else, here after the if we'll write the else. Okay, we will write the else, and in this block, okay, here it will execute the block of code when the condition, when the condition when the condition is false. Okay, it will execute when the condition is false, but here it will execute when the condition is true. When the condition is true. Okay, all of you understand, right? Here in the if else, and what is the difference between main in the if and if else? Here it will execute only if, it will execute only when the condition is true, and here it will not print anything when the condition is false. But in the case of if else statement, when we want to print in the both the conditions, in the both the conditions, like if the condition is true and the false, if you want to represent anything in the true and false conditions, you can use this, you can use this if and else statements. Like it provides an alternate block of a code to execute if the condition is false. If the condition is false, then you have an alternate block of code, you can execute your program. So okay, here we will see that example as it is. Okay, here I will give the same 5 number here. Okay, here I'm giving the same num equals to 5. Okay, if the number is greater than 20, here, yeah, it is in a greater number. We will print it as a, yeah, it is a greater number. What if the number is less than 20? So in that reason, the condition gets false. So to execute in the false conditions, here we will use the else. Okay. Same, I will use this. Okay. Yeah, it is less than number. Okay, we will see what it prints. Run as run. See, in the case of the if statement, we didn't have another alternate block of a code to execute when the condition get false. But in the case of if else statement, we have a alternate block of a code where if the condition is also false, we can run the program. Okay, we can run the block of a code. See here in the case of the, okay, in the case of this num equals to 5, the condition get false and it executed the else part. Else part is nothing but when the condition get the false, it will execute the block of a code, whatever you have written in the else block. Okay, this is how we use the if and else statements. Okay, when you want to use, when you want to use in the both the conditions, like if the condition is true, you want to execute certain line of codes, and when the condition is false, then also you want to execute certain codes, you can use those code. Okay, you can use those code lines in the else part. Now we have if else and if ladder. Okay, here I said, right, if else if ladder, and here we have one more statement, we call it as if else if ladder, which is same as a other statements. I will give the syntax first for you. Okay, you will understand, better understanding. See here what we will do. See here, first we saw the if condition. What we'll do in the here we will give the condition, and after that it will go to the else part. But what here happens means, here we use if else if means if, okay, here I am using first if, and I will give the condition. Okay, here I will give the condition 1, and if the condition 1 is true, then it will execute the block of code which is inside the okay, I will give this as a code 1. Okay, now here what we do in the if else, here after the if condition is false, then we use this else. Okay, this else, and we will execute this block of code. Okay, this is a code 2 in the if else statement. But here what we are using, if else if. So in this case what we use means, after the else also we use the if. Okay, and here we use the condition. Okay, so when you want to check a multiple conditions, okay, the if else if ladder is used to test the multiple conditions. In the case of, if you want to check the multiple conditions, then we will use the if else if ladder. Okay, it will execute the block of a code, okay, corresponding to the true conditions only. If this condition is fail, okay, then what is, if the condition is false, then it will go to the else part, and here again it will check the condition, and it will, if the condition gets true, then only it will execute the code 2, and it will go to the else. Okay, and again it will check. If you want to keep based on your requirement, you can keep on going with the if else conditions. Okay, based on your requirement, like if you have a like 10 number of conditions, okay, if you want to use the if else ladder, they can use a if else by using all these conditions. But better we use most in the condition switch statements. Okay, code 3, and in the last we use the else. Okay, in the last we use the else. If the all the statements are false, okay, if the all the statements are false, so finally it will execute the code number 4. Okay, understand, right? What is if else ladder? When you want to check the multiple conditions, based on the multiple conditions you want to execute certain codes, then it will give, we use the if ladder conditional statements. Okay, based on the true conditions, it will execute the what type of card you want, what type of a code you want to execute. And in this if else ladder case, we can use I think we can use one example here, like in the percentages or in the grades. I think mostly I will give one example here. See, I will comment all this. Okay, here I commented, and see, I will take 1 marks. Okay, I will take 1% marks. Okay, not statically, dynamically we will take the marks from the user. Okay, to take the dynamic input from the user, all I have explained, right? First we need to import the scanner class. Okay, yeah, okay, first we need to import the scanner class. First we need to import the scanner class to take the input from the user through our console. So here I will import util dot scanner. Okay, now here we need to create the object for the scanner, right? So with the name of the class, here I'm using, here you need to take, you can take anything like ds and a new keyword to create an object, and a scanner same class. Okay, and system we are taking the input from the console, right? In. Now by using this, okay, by using this object we can take the input from the user. So before that we need to tell the user what he wants to enter. So for that I am using the output statement, system dot out dot println. Okay, println. Here I will tell him to enter. Okay, enter your max mathematics marks. Okay, so based on this input, I will, based on this, okay, what we will do, okay, based on his marks we will provide in the grades. Okay, so it will be, see, now he will enter the marks in our console. So we have to take it and we have to store it in one variable, right? So here I will use, and I will store as a, we will store it as a m equals to, by using this object. Okay, by using that object we need to take that input, so it will be in the integer. We will use the next int. Okay, next int, semicolon. Semicolon is must and should. Okay, everywhere you have to keep that semicolon when you have written the statements. Now the marks will be stored in this, okay, m variable. Now, okay, here I will take it as a marks. Okay, integer marks equal to ds extend. Whatever the marks he will enter, when he enters a mathematical marks, based on that marks we have to give the grade. Okay, we have to give the grade. So first what we need to do, first we need to check. Okay, here we need to give the condition, right? So if whatever the marks he entered, whatever the marks he has entered, okay, here we have to use comparator operators. Means if the marks is greater than or equals to 90 marks. Okay, first we are taking the condition. First here we are taking the condition. If marks are greater than or equal to 90, then, okay, then we have to print the grade. Okay, here we have to print the grade as output dot system dot out dot print ln. Okay, we need to give him the grade, right? So above 90 we will give the grade as a plus. Okay, like a plus. Why? See, here it will check the condition first. Okay, then only it will execute in the if state. But in the else, if whatever we give, it will print it like system dot println c. Okay, in the if else conditions it will be like this. If the marks are not greater than 90, then it will directly print the else statement without checking any conditions. But in the case of if else if, here we can give the condition after the if. Okay, and here we can give the one more condition as if marks, okay, if marks are greater than or equal to 75. Okay, if marks are greater than or equal to 75, then we will give the grade a. Okay, same like this, here we will use one more condition. If marks uh 50, okay, mostly 50 or 45. Okay, here we are giving simple condition, and here I will give the grade as b. Okay, grade as b. And the last, whatever the marks below 50, I will consider it as, I will consider as a fail. It's better. Okay, we'll consider as a fail member. See, it will check first. It will check the marks are above 90 or equal to 90. Okay, if the condition is true, then it will execute this. Okay, if the condition is true, then it will execute this line of code, and it will neglect all these statements. If the condition is false, then it will go to the else part, and again it will check this condition where marks are greater than or equal to 75. Okay, and again it will, if the condition is true, then it will execute this code, this line of code. If not, then it will again go to this else part and it will check the condition. Okay, and it will execute this code, and we will see it now by running this code. We'll see what the result we will get, and I will make sure. Okay, here it asking to enter your mathematical marks. Okay, first I will enter 95. Okay, here I am entering the marks as a 95, and when I click on enter, see, it is giving me the grade A plus, and it will not executing all these values. Okay, here this condition, okay, here this condition is true. Okay, here if the condition is true in the first case, okay, in the first case the condition was true, so that it was executing this line of code, and it is neglecting all these files. Okay, basically. So I will run this code again, and I will give lesser value. Okay, here it asking me again, and I'm giving some 80 78. Okay, 78. No, I think it will comes under. Okay, I will give the 78 value. See, now here in the second case, the condition was false, so it has went to the else part, and in the else part we use the if. Why? Because we use the if else if ladder, and here it again check the condition, so it actually true. Okay, the second condition, it is true, right? Here we came on the second conditions, which is nothing but true. Okay, so it has printed this line. So based on the conditions, okay, based on the conditions, we can control this flow of code. Okay, here we have different conditions, right? So when you want to check the different conditions or a multiple conditions, so you can use the if else ladder statements. Okay, everybody understand, right? Now we will go to one more. What we have nested if. Okay, now what is nested if means? Nested if, and I will put this down. Okay, nested if is nothing but like here what we have did, here we check the multiple conditions, right? Okay, but when the condition first condition get false, then after the condition fails, then only we have checked the multiple condition. But in the case of a nested if, what it actually does means, inside the if statement, when the condition get true, and we will go to the if statement block, right? So inside that block, another if statement we will write. Okay, like it is nothing but a if statement. Okay, nested if statement is in a if statement inside an if statement. Okay, it allows testing multiple conditions sequentially. This is parallelly actually. When this condition falls, then only it will check the another condition. But in the case of nested if, like I will give the syntax, so you will get to know it. Like syntax, what is a syntax means? See, here I'm using one condition. Okay, here I'm using one if statement, and when this condition is true, then it will go to this block. Okay, it will go to this block, and inside this block again we use the condition. Okay, again we use the if statement. So this is nothing but, okay, this is nothing but a if nested if. Okay, and I will run this program. Okay, here this is a code. Here it will check the first, it will check the condition. If the condition is true or false, then if the condition is true, then again it go to inside block, and then here again it will check the if condition. Okay, if you want to check the conditions sequentially, we use a nested if. If you want to check the conditions, okay, multiple conditions, so we use the if else if you want to check the conditions sequentially inside if condition, if and if. One second, guys. Okay, we use the nested if. One second, guys. Okay, where we are here, right? Yeah. Okay, now I will give one example here. Okay, like see, I will comment this again, or we can use this to shift. Okay, here I commented this code. Now, we'll check the first age. Okay, we will take one person age, enter your age. Okay, now we are asking the user to enter the age, and here I will give the age. Okay, and I will take the age and I will take the weight of the person. After taking the age, I will ask him to enter your weight. Okay, enter your weight, and I will store that weight in one variable equals to ds dot, and it mostly in the integer. Okay, here I have taken two parameters and I have stored those two parameters in the age and weight. Okay, now here first I'm checking whether his age is okay, whether whatever the age the user has given, it has to be greater than or equals to 18. Greater than or equals to 18. This is the one condition. If this condition satisfies, then only I will check whether his weight, okay, whether his weight is greater than or equals to 50. In the when in the case of like Columbus, okay, or in the giant whales, or okay, they will check the ages and height, something, right? Height and weight. Okay, so in those cases, so if you want to check the conditions sequentially after one condition, okay, when it gets true, here first I am checking the person's age. If the age is above 18, and again I'm checking the weight of the person, and then I am printing you are eligible. Okay, you are eligible. Or in the case of like take the case of the blood donor. Okay, like here there they will check the age. Okay, and they will check the weight of a person, and then they will allow us, then they will allow us to give the blood. Okay, I will print it as system dot out dot println. Here I will tell him like you are eligible. Okay, eligible to donate blood. Okay, and when we went to the blood donor, okay, hospitals, okay, they will check the, age compulsory, and they will mostly check the weight, but most most of the times they will check. See, now we will check this works or not. We will give some weight and age. Here it will show us. Okay, here it asking me the age. Okay, I will print my age, and here it asking me the weight, and I'm printing 70. See, here it's saying me you are eligible to donate the blood. Okay, here it's checking the two conditions. Okay, here it's checking the two conditions sequentially, and it is printing the certain code. Okay, certain line of codes. Okay, understand, right? This is a nested if. Nested if means inside the if condition we are placing another if condition. Okay, when you want to check the conditions sequentially. Now we will move to the switch statements. Now we will move to the switch statements. Don't worry about all this thing. Okay, I will anyways I will provide the class notes the tomorrow morning. Okay, I think we have all day tomorrow. We will come to class on the day tomorrow, like which is Thursday, I think. Okay, now come to the class like switch statements. Switch statements, okay, which is nothing but it will check a variable, okay, for equality against multiple values. Okay, like if you want to check multiple conditions like 10 or 20 or 30, it is a best alternative. Okay, like in the if else if, okay, here we want to here, right, here we have to write a lot of code. Like if you have a 10 to 15 conditions, you have to write the 10 to 15 if else conditions, right? Here first condition, second condition, third condition, fourth conditions. Okay, if you want to take the alternate from if else condition, here we use the switch statements. Okay, it will where we give one expression. Okay, now I will write some syntax. Okay, then we can get this. Syntax as switch. Okay, and here we give the expression. Here we give the expression, and we will start the code. And inside this switch statements, here we use first, okay, what we use means we use a case. Okay, and we use a case and we'll give certain value for it. Okay, value 1. And when the here when you get that expression, and if that expression is equals to this case, then only it will execute this code. Like system, okay, system, like I will use the code though. Okay, code. Okay, and we need to use the break keyword here. Break keyword is nothing but a, okay, if you want to terminate the program from this loop, okay, from this condition, you can use this break. And again, okay, here again we will give the one more case, same case we use here, and we give the second value equals to 2. And here we will write the code, and after executing the code we want to come out of this condition, so it will come out of this. So like this it will goes on. Okay, it will goes on when whatever the condition you want to give, you can go on. And lastly we will give the default. Okay, default, if those conditions are not satisfies, then it will goes to the default mode and it will execute whatever the code you have written in this code. Okay, I will give better example for this so you can check this. Here I will comment this all those things. Okay, and here see, by using the scanner class only we will take this. Like if you want to print the what we want to print, mostly, okay, like the weekdays. Okay, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, we'll give the number for each day, like Monday for 1, Tuesday 2, 3, 4. Okay, like this, and we will see what it will print for us. And we will tell him to like system dot out dot print ln, and we will tell him to enter the day number. Okay, enter the day number to print the day name. Okay, here we will say enter the day number, so we will print the day name. Now he will enter some day name, right? Like I will take the value as an integer. Okay, integer day equals to, by using this object, I will take that input in the next int. Okay, and that whatever the input the user has given, it will stored in this day. Okay, now by using a switch, okay, for switch, what is the syntax? Switch and the expression. So expression is nothing but whatever the value you want to give, okay, there we have to give that expression in this here. Okay, there, and inside this switch statements we have to use a different cases. Like in the case of, okay, here this is a case is a keyword. the case of if the user has given the number as a 1. Okay, what is a number one day? Which is a number one day is system dot out dot print ln. Okay, print ln, and we need to print him as a Monday. Okay, so when the user, okay, whatever the day he will enter the user by when he enters a day number, here the day number will be stored in this, right? So that value or that the expression, okay, that expression will be sent to the switch statement. So it will go to this block of code and it will check. Okay, this is a case where the expression is, okay, where the value, okay, where that value was. And if the value is 1, then you will go to execute this line of code. Okay, if you are in this code, then when you want to come out of this case, you will use this break keyword. Okay, you will use this break keyword, then it will come out of this switch statement. Okay, then it will come out of this statement. And when you want to use a case 2, case 2 we use it for Tuesday, and same for all the Tuesday. So I will use this cases for all the 7 days. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'll leave it about the Sunday. I'll take it here 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we will write the last one also. What happens? Here I'm giving the day as 7, and I'm taking the C. Here I have a different conditions. Okay, here I have to execute, I have to check all these conditions. So like variables, okay, it allows this whatever the variable he will allow, and it will check the equality and other multiple values. Okay, here we have different values, and it will check the value whatever we have entered, and it will and it will enter the whatever the code we have written inside any cases, so it will execute that code. Okay, we will see what will do to a program. Right click, run as Java application. See, it is asking me to enter the day number to print the day name. So first I will use a file. Okay, and see based on that value whatever we enter. Okay, here in this case number 5 we have Friday. So after this line of code, it will go to the break statement and it will come out of that statement. Okay, come out of that statement, of that default statement. Okay, if you have given any default, see, like here I will run this program. Okay, I will run this program, and here I will give the number as some 1 2 3 4. Okay, I have given 1 3 2 4 5, and when I enter this value, it is not giving me anything. It has to give something else, right? So in this if else statements, we have used that condition, and if the condition not gets true, then it will execute the else part. So in the case statements we use, in this case statements we use, I have explained, right, default. Okay, we use this default keyword to execute whenever you have given out of this scope. It will, here we can use it as system dot out dot print ln. Here we can give it as a invalid data. Okay, now we will run this program again and we will see Java application. Here I will give that number again 14272, enter, and it is showing us we have entered invalid data. Okay, here in the switch statement it is compulsory mostly, and it is better to use the default keyword when our cases are not matched. It will execute the default one. Okay, now this is all about the conditional statements we have. Okay, we have 5 types of conditional statements, right? If else, if else if, nested if, switch. Okay, these are the if else statements we use when we want to execute certain line of codes. Okay, when we want to execute line of codes. And what are the importance of this conditional statements is, like, mostly we use it in the decision makings. Okay, when you want to run the program on the decisions, we use the if else statements. So like, if you want to check the user credentials, or if you want to check the discounts, on calculating the discounts, so you can use these conditions. Like for a price range of 5,000 to 10,000, we have a different discount coupons, and for the range of 2,500 to 5,000, we have different coupons. So in those cases, we can use the decision making. Okay, we can use this conditional statements. Okay, and one more thing is that the conditions has to be uh, true or false only. Okay, by when you use the condition, it has to return true or false. Okay, now that's it, I think, mostly. And you guys can do what you can do means, you can try it today itself. Okay, I will provide that program in the tomorrow's, when I share the document. Okay, like, find the largest number. Okay, give the uh, like, take the 3 to 4 numbers. Okay, and store it in the one variables. And by using if else if statements, you have to check what number, by using what number, which is greater among those 3 numbers. Okay, 3 to 4 numbers, whatever the numbers you take. Okay, try that, like, largest number, to find the largest number by using the conditional statements. Okay, and I will provide by using switch statements also, I will provide one program. If you, based on that, you can do it. Okay, I will provide the document. And what I can do means, I can, like, I will do one program, like, how the calculator works. Okay, and I will provide that code to you tomorrow, or you can try. But you have to try the largest number. How we can check? Okay, now that's a class for today. And if you have any doubts with you guys, you can share with me the chat window. Or if your friends, or if you are anybody didn't join the WhatsApp group, you can join. I will share the link here. Or if you have any doubts regarding any previous classes or today's class, let me know. Nano, I will clear your doubts. I will be in this call more 2 to 3 minutes, so you can clear your doubts with your chat window. Or you have to do the practice also, so that only it will get to you, just the basic ones. Actually, yesterday I given 2 to 3 programs, I think, in the document. Try those programs also. If you didn't get anything, if you face any issues, let me know. Okay, now. Thanks for class.